Bueno, muy buenas tardes a todas las personas que se empiezan a unir a esta sesión informativa del día de hoy, 27 de agosto, 5 de la tarde. Mucho gusto, mi nombre es Karen Martínez, hago parte del equipo de Relaciones Internacionales y Consejería Académica en Colfuturo y el día de hoy estamos con University of New South Wales, ubicada en Australia. Estoy muy bien acompañada en esta ocasión con Julian Nichols, él es representante de la universidad y nos va a hablar de temas muy importantes y relevantes relacionados a oferta académica, opciones de financiación, hospedaje, becas, financiación y adicionalmente todas las recomendaciones que él dentro de su experiencia y su experticia considere pertinentes y oportunas para todos ustedes que están empezando a planear este posgrado. Quiero recordarle a todos y todas que este es el lugar ideal para que puedan resolver sus inquietudes, así que no duden por favor en dejarnos cualquier comentario en el cajón de Q&A que con muchísimo gusto lo resolveremos a lo largo de la sesión. Adicionalmente, si todavía no tienen total claridad sobre el funcionamiento del programa Crédito Beca, los invitamos a nuestras charlas informativas al respecto el primer viernes y segundo sábado de cada mes. Como sabrán ustedes, estas sesiones las estamos realizando y desarrollando en el marco de nuestra línea de convenios internacionales y particularmente Colfuturo tiene una alianza y un convenio internacional con University of New South Wales que consta de ofrecer una beca del 15% para todos los beneficiarios en Master by Coursework, dos becas del 100% para programas de doctorado, prioridad en el procesamiento de postulación a la universidad y además una reunión virtual con el equipo de liderazgo de esta universidad. Son oportunidades y privilegios que sin duda algunos de ustedes deben aprovechar al máximo, así que la invitación es muy clara. Nuevamente, por favor, déjenos en el cajón de Q&A cualquier pregunta que tengan y con muchísimo gusto sé que Julian nos ayudará a resolverlas al finalizar la sesión. Entonces, sin más preámbulos, Julian, thank you so much for being here today with us. We are so happy to have you here. You can go ahead and start your presentation.
Thank you, Karen. Hello, everyone. My name's Julian. Unfortunately, I don't speak Spanish, so my presentation is going to be to you in English. We're just going to provide you with an overview of UNSW, some of the key rankings that we have, a lot of the support and the fun things that you can do at UNSW. So before we commence, I just wanted to do an acknowledgement of country. So I'd like to show my respects and acknowledge the Bedegal people who are the traditional custodians of the land on which this meeting takes place, and to elders and past and present. So a little bit about life in Sydney. So Sydney has a population of over 5.6 million people, certainly not on the scale of some of the cities in Colombia, but it is a big bustling city. It is the fourth safest city in the world. We have over 100 beaches, and a lot of them are surfing beaches. So if you're into surfing, there's great opportunities there. A lot of them are swimming beaches as well. We're the fourth most desirable place to live, based on a study in the world back in 2025 or this year. 12th in the world for quality of living, and we're the seventh most livable city in the world. We are on the eastern seaboard of Australia, and the great opportunity you have with studying in Sydney is that you're 1 hour away from Brisbane and 1 hour away from Melbourne. So we're right in the hub of everything that happens in this country. The weather in Sydney, so summer can be anything from 18 to 26 degrees. Autumn, a little bit cooler, maybe 14, 15 degrees up to 23. Winter gets a little bit cooler. Maybe around 8 degrees to 17 degrees, and spring kind of evens itself out around 11 to 23 degrees. We do have daylight saving that commences in October and runs through to April. Public transport in Sydney, you have three main options, which is light rail service, which certainly supports students transporting to UNSW from the city. We have an extensive bus network, and there are trains that travel to all suburbs in Sydney. If you're not into public transport, we do have a lot of cycling paths here in Sydney. Ride sharing with Uber or Didi are the two main ones, and we have taxi services. So progress starts here. So for UNSW, there are over 38,000 international students from over 140 countries. We're ranked in the world top 20, and we're second in Australia. Now that has the significance around that may not come to light when we do a presentation, but it certainly opens up doors from a career perspective for students who are studying at our university as opposed to students studying at another university. We have the most employable university. We've achieved this for 6 years in a row. And that is based on the Financial Review, which is a recognised paper here, an organisation, for the Top 100 Future Leaders Awards. We've won that from 2020 through to 2025. We have the highest medium graduate salaries of the group of 8 universities, and we're #1 in Australia for employment outcomes. So a little bit about our campus. Yes, you can see we're in the eastern suburbs, so we're not in the CBD, but we're close enough to the CBD for you to get there within 20 minutes. We're serviced by a light rail network or tram network and with buses. So there's plenty of options if you're not staying on campus or close to campus. There's plenty of options to actually get into the university. We have 3 campuses in the city. So there's our Kensington campus, which you can see here in the white dotted line. That is our main campus. We have a purpose-built campus for our art and design students, which is in Paddington. And then we have a small campus in the city. We are also close to our pathway provider and not far from the airport. We are that traditional university campus for everything you're going to need from a student's perspective, from studying, living, eating, you'll find on campus. As we said before, our community, so we have over 80,000 students studying at UNSW. That's across undergraduate, postgraduate research, students studying online and students studying short term. Over 38,000 international students from 135 to 140 countries. So some facts: UNSW has 7 faculties. We have 45 schools. We have 56 centres and institutes that are our key research providers. And we have just over 4,000 beds on campus. So our faculties are art, design and architecture, business, engineering, law and justice, medicine and health, science, and we have a campus in Canberra, primarily at the moment for research students or to educate our armed forces personnel, but it will be taking international students around 2028. The UNSW has 24 subjects that are ranked in the top 50 globally. Now, this is a key for applying to COLFUTURO. A lot of these rankings play a significant part in how your application is judged. And these are quite broad subjects. So subjects based in engineering, in law, in business, in physical sciences, in psychology, right through to computer sciences, through to sports-related subjects, and maths and chemistry. So art, design and architecture. This faculty supports you developing their creativity and critical thinking skills to understand the complexities of today's world and become a highly employable graduate. Connects you with leading practitioners, makers and thinkers, and has over 50 diverse disciplines and the flexibility to choose different structures. So what that means is, as a student studying in art, design and architecture, you can self-direct the outcomes that you're looking for. Our business school, you can choose from 12 industry design business majors. There's a career-focused approach through our Career Accelerator program, and this is open to both postgraduate students and undergraduate students. We'll connect you and expand your network socially and professionally. We're ranked #1 in Australia for accounting and finance. Engineering. So engineering is the #1 engineering faculty in Australia. It has the largest range of engineering specializations that you can pick from. You can immerse yourself in exciting real-world projects through our Challenge program, and you can enrich your thinking and network with like-minded peers in a diverse and inclusive student community. What I neglected to say about our business school is that the business school is also ranked #1 in Australia. Law and justice. So we're ranked 13th in the world. But what we do here is our graduates are job ready. and able to navigate their career opportunities and dedicated support from UNSW Law and Justice Careers Service. You'll build confidence in your ideas and develop close-knit relationships with your teachers and peers in an interactive and seminar-style classes. And look, the law and justice faculty embodies the ethos of justice for all and helps you gain insights into the criminal justice system through real world experience. Medicine and health offers hands-on training with a lot of clinical opportunities within the study programs. Our public health programs at postgraduate level are extremely popular with international students because it gains you greater insight in public and global health. You can apply your skill to real patients and global health problems and build analytic and communication skills and develop a creative, open-minded approach to health. And science. Science enables you to tailor your degree or your study. You can reach your career goals as you tap into over a network of 40 plus industry and research partners. And there are 8 subjects ranked in the global top 50. So just broadening that conversation. So the study areas that you can look at across our 7 faculties, architecture, planning and construction, business and commerce, data and technology, education and social work, humanities and social science, law and justice, engineering, medicine and health, and science and environment. So taking you out of the classroom, what's important to UNSW is to ensure that we embody that full international student experience. So that's not only what you can gain in the classroom, it's also what you can gain outside of the classroom. So what you have a bit of fun while you're studying. We know the classroom is the most important aspect for you, and that's where your career is formulated. But it's social networks are also important to kind of help you enjoy your experience and gain friendship. So ARC is our student association. So they're kind of the overarching organisation on campus that ensures there are a lot of opportunities for students to have fun. So we have over 300 clubs and societies available to students, and that's across cultural clubs, through to sports clubs, through to fun clubs, through to joint health and wellness club. They offer professional development opportunities. You'll get discounts. You'll also be able to participate in volunteering opportunities, which you can then pop onto your CV when you're looking for a job. And they do offer free legal advice, and they do offer tutoring support as well. So for UNSW at the moment, we operate on a 3-term academic calendar. Now, I'll preface this by saying that this will shift to a 2-semester model in 2028, but that is still being developed. So at the moment, we are on a 3-term teaching model. So we have 3 intakes for the majority of our programs. Some may only have 1 intake a year, some may have 2, but a significant amount of our programs have 3 intakes. So our first term commences in February, so it's usually around about the 14th of February. Our second term starts in June, so it's usually early June. And our third term starts in September, usually around about the 14th, 15th of September. All 3 terms have an orientation period where you can come just before teaching starts to get to know a little bit more about the university, get to meet some people, have a bit of fun, and build some friendships even before you commence your study. We do offer a summer term as well. It's not a term where you can be admitted through, but if you want to pick up a subject or 2 to ease your load in the next year, you can actually do that in the summer term. So accommodation, UNSW offers on-campus accommodation. As we said earlier, there's about 4,000 beds on campus. So they're across 2 options. There are colleges. So we have 6 or 7 colleges, and we have apartments as well. So a little bit about the difference between the 2. Colleges tend to be more Community focus, so they're more for those students that this may be their first time away from home, then they lack a little bit of confidence, they kind of need a more structured living style to kind of support their transition, whereas apartments tend to be that for those more independent students. They just want to come in, they want to meet people, they want to get on with living. Colleges tend to be catered, so your meals will be provided. Apartments are not catered, so you will need to cook your own meals. We also have affiliated colleges as well. So these are on campus as well, but they are run by independent bodies on behalf of the university. So they, again, are looking at building communities that work together. And these colleges offer catered meals as well. So application advice. So explore what we have on offer. So go onto our accommodation website, have a look at the differences between colleges and apartments. There are testimonials in there that may help you. There's also FAQ or FAQ sheets that you can have a look at. Mark your calendar. So applications for the following year normally open in early to mid-September. So my advice would be, if you're coming to study at UNSW, start keeping an eye on the accommodation website from the beginning of September, and as soon as it goes live, get your application in. There is a step-by-step application guide on the website, or there is a video that you can view as well. A bit of advice. So you can you can put up to 5 preferences on your application for on-campus accommodation owned by UNSW. You can also apply for the affiliated colleges at the same time, because they are a separate application. We also offer off-campus accommodation. It's not offered by us, it's independent, but there are study stays, there's private accommodation through Scape, Igloo and Unilodge. There's temporary accommodation that's offered. There's private accommodation that you can do through real estate agents. We do offer support for students around accommodation. So if you're struggling to find it, reach out to our accommodation concierge service and they will help you find accommodation, even if it's temporary, until we can get you into something more permanent. So accommodation off campus. So what's been happening at UNSW is our 3 private providers of Igloo, Scape and Unilodge and a 4th provider called Switch have all built or are building purpose-built student accommodation within an 8-minute radius or walk of UNSW. So there is going to be probably in excess of our 4,000 beds. By 2028, we're looking at another 3,000 beds close to campus. So there will be opportunity. So we will find you accommodation and it will be quality student accommodation. So this is support and facilities. So UNSW wants to make sure that you are getting the best outcomes of your study and getting the best support. So we offer language and conversation skills. There is cultural mentoring if you need it. UNSW Employability helps you plan and supports your career progression. It is not an employment service, but it will do everything it can to connect you with industry and ensure that you get every opportunity to do internships or work integrated learning. We have housing assistance, as we mentioned before. We do have a unit, International Student Experience Unit, that specializes in supporting international students. There's a lot of social activities that go on throughout the year. We have an academic learning centre that runs a lot of skills development or academic support services and programs that you can access throughout the year. If you want to access one multiple times, you can do that as well. We have 24/7 safety on campus. You can get on-arrival support for new commencing students, where we will pick you up from the airport. As we said, we have a significant number of clubs and societies. Campus facilities, of course, ARC, which is our student association. We have banking and retail services on campus. International Student Life. We have a library that spans 6 floors, and it's very exciting. Lots happens in there. We have the health services on campus. There is, as we said before, a UNSW employability, lots of food courts and cafes on campus. But if you can't find something there, there's a lot of little restaurants very close to the university that you can go and get food from. We have a gym on campus. It is one of the biggest university gyms in the country. It also has a Olympic-sized swimming pool, and there are squash courts as well. The Nuclear Student Hub, that is your go-to place. Once you commence with us, that's where you'll go to find out everything about your program or anything that you need to know. We also have a supermarket on campus. So working in Sydney, under the legislation for studying as an international student, you can work 48 hours a fortnight or 24 hours a week. You'll need to obtain what we call a tax file number, but you can do that once you arrive in Australia. You can find jobs through our careers website or speak to one of their consultants. Students can legally earn enough money to supplement living costs, but should not rely on paid work to supplement living costs of fees. So what we're saying here is you'll be able to earn enough to supplement your living expenses, but it won't cover all of your tuition fees. But then you're applying for COLFUTURO, so if you're successful with that, then that's not going to be an issue. The minimum wage that you should be expecting is around $24 per hour. So just make sure if you gain employment that you are getting the right hourly rate. Career development opportunities. So we offer individual appointments around career planning, academic skills, job applications, and job search strategies. Career development seminars ranging from 15 different topics. We connect you with employers through presentations, expos, online job board, Global Careers Week. There is curriculum integration, so supporting faculties through internships and work integrated learning. And we have an online resume checker and smart thinking English language support. So employability offers coaching and mentoring, so connecting you with industries and professionals, helping you build that professional network that may enable you to gain employment before you leave or have something lined up for when you leave. There are professional development programs that are free and specific for international students. Work integrated learning opportunities. Now, the difference between work integrated learning opportunities and internships is internships looks at the overall aspects of how a company operates. Work integrated learning allows you to take a theory that you're learning in class and implement that in a real world situation. We offer career resources and employability courses. UNSW, while we're here talking about COLFUTURO, and we're really excited about having signed our agreement with COLFUTURO and building that relationship, UNSW itself does offer additional scholarships for international students. So these are merit-based, and they can either be academically merit-based or they can be criteria-based. So some of these scholarships are the Australia's Global University Award that offers a one-off payment of $10,000. This is academic merit-based. You don't have to apply for it. We will automatically assess you once you have an offer of admission in our system. The International Scientia Coursework Scholarship, even though you are applying for COLFUTURO, you can also apply for this if you choose to. It is a criteria-based scholarship, so you will have to submit an application to be considered. And our International Student Award, which is a 15% contribution to your fees for international students. This, of course, is only open to students from eligible countries. Of course, Colombia is one of those eligible countries. So how do you apply? So you have an option of applying directly to UNSW or applying through an official UNSW agent. Applications usually take about 4 weeks to be assessed. If there is additional criteria that needs to be referred to the faculty, that may extend the period of the assessment process. Applications are assessed by our admissions and are ranked on academic merit. Completed applications will be prioritised, of course. So that means if you've got all your documentations, then we can actually move very quickly to finalise an assessment of those. Offers are released on Thursday. So what's happening now is UNSW is going through the process of general rounds or grouped offer rounds. So what that means is your application may be assessed as being eligible for an offer, but it won't be released to you physically until it meets one of those scheduled offer rounds. So academic Ranking and qualifications. UNSW uses the weighted average mark system to determine academic merit. So if you have a GPA, we'll convert that to a scaled average based on what the maximum GPA is, the minimum to pass your degree, and what your GPA is that you achieve. Postgraduate applicants must have completed qualification or completing their final years of study. And we can do assessments based on a 6 out of 8. So as we said before, you can apply directly to UNSW, or you can apply via a UNSW agent. What I would strongly recommend for all of you, if you know that you're going to apply to COLFUTURO, irrespective of whether you have at the time you submit an application for admission or not, please tick that you're a sponsored student. There'll be a drop-down box where you can find COLFUTURO as the sponsor body that you're going to apply for. Tick that, because then that notifies us that you will at some point be seeking sponsorship for COLFUTURO. So the sponsor students process, submit an online application. There's more information about applying as a sponsored student on our website. To receive an offer, you'll need to provide your international sponsored student agreement, your financial guarantee letter, and complete the signed and acceptance and declaration form. Complete the accept one process. And then if you've got any questions, we do have a sponsored students email account that people will respond to you very quickly. Just one thing before we go on to a couple of videos. UNSW, in signing our agreement with COLFUTURO, offers an automatic 15% reduction in your tuition fees. But we've also just announced that you will also be eligible to receive a 20% discount on your English through our UNSW college. So what that means is you can apply to complete the UEEC English program at UNSW if you don't meet English requirements, and there will be a 20% discount for you to study there. More information you can find on the COLFUTURO website. I've just got a couple of videos that I want to play for you before we finalize this presentation.
La experiencia educativa en UNSW ha sido una experiencia académica integral. Desde su excelencia académica, la formación en liderazgo, los clubes de apoyo han hecho una experiencia bastante enriquecedora y constructiva. Lo que más me ha gustado de la universidad ha sido que es una universidad global. Hace parte de las 20 mejores universidades del mundo. Una universidad líder en Australia, hace parte de las 3 mejores universidades australianas, y en ingeniería es la número 1. Lo que hace todo un orgullo ser estudiante y ser parte de la comunidad académica. Me ha gustado la experiencia educativa en UNSW porque el estudiar en inglés, el fuerte vínculo que tiene la universidad con la industria, también porque estudiar con personas de diferentes partes del mundo hace que sea un trabajo de construcción y una experiencia académica bastante amplia. COLFUTURO ha sido parte fundamental en todo el proceso académico. Su respaldo ha sido la forma de que hagamos posible es la oportunidad y el vehículo o el medio para este gran sueño. Finalmente me siento muy orgullosa de ser colombiana y ser parte de UNSW Sydney, Australia. La experiencia
Well, for me, it was very important to find a university that was very welcoming to international students and also that has a really big recognition worldwide. So UNSW was the perfect choice for me. My sponsorship is COLFUTURO. That is a sponsorship that is mainly focused in trying to get national talents going overseas and start getting new knowledge to go back to Colombia and then apply their talents to the country. So I think it's very important because even when you have work experience in your country, it is better to go outside to see what different point of view you get of the work environment. And then when you go back to the country, you can apply all the new skills that you get because you can just improve the skills that you already had, or you can get new skills and new ideas of how to approach problems. Since I was a child, I was aware of the importance of the environment, but my big goal, personal goal, is to achieve enough recognition and enough knowledge to be able to apply my engineering studies to improve the environment. So my advice for anyone thinking of applying to a sponsorship, especially to my sponsorship that is called Futuro, I would say to go for it. It's a very good opportunity to get a financial support for your studies and for you to get the opportunity to study wherever you want and to continue with your development, professional growth.
So that is the end of the presentation. I know it seems a bit short. There's a lot more information that we can provide, but I don't want to overload you with information. And I think it will be exciting to hear what questions that you might have, or if there's something more specific that you want to know. Just to let you know, we have a team that supports Latin America. So I have two colleagues. So Jordan Mendoza is one of my officers. I'm the international regional manager, and Michael Walker is another one of our officers. So I'm going to stop there, and let's just see if we've got some questions that have come through.
Okay, Julian, thank you so much for this presentation and for the valuable information that you give us today. So yes, we have some questions for you. The first one is from Sergio, and he says, how does the 100% PhD scholarship works with COLFUTURO?
With COLFUTURO, so it'll relate obviously to you receiving sponsorship. So what will happen is you'll apply for your research program. You'll notify us that you are applying for a COLFUTURO sponsorship. If you are successful with that, you notify us and provide us with evidence that you are successful. And then we will apply that 100% discount to your record, so that you'll receive no charges or requests for payment. So it's a pretty simple process, but it's all obviously based on the fact of whether you get the COLFUTURO sponsorship or whether you don't.
Okay, that's perfect, Julian. Thank you so much. And well, we have another question, and is about the GPA, the admission process. What is the minimum GPA that the university accepts?
So there are different. The problem on a global level is there are different grading systems that universities use in different countries. So some countries will use what we call a weighted average mark that takes, for every subject a student completes, they get a grade and a mark. And then that average over their full year of study is what we can consider. So let's just say a student ends up with a weighted average mark of 87% based on their 3 or 4 years of study, then that average is what we will consider. Some countries work on what we call GPA, or grade point average. And there are different scales that organizations universities use. So some can be a grade point average out of 7, some might be out of 4, some might be out of 12. What we're looking at in assessing a student is, if they're using a grade point average, we will convert that to a scaled average based on a formula that we have in place. And the way we do that is we look at, well, what is the highest GPA that you can achieve in your study. So that might be let's just say it's a 5 or a 6. And then what would be the minimum GPA you need to pass or graduate? So that's not pass the subject, that's what you actually need to achieve your award. Then we'll look at the GPA, or the cumulative GPA that you receive for your full program, and then we'll create the average based on those 3 formulas. So there are variables that come into play here. Some universities only have a grade, but then they have a grading system that says maybe an A is a 95 to 100, a B is 80 to 75. So we will always look at the different grading systems. And then we will use our own formula to convert that. I'm not sure that really answers you in an easy to follow system, but it's hard to kind of cherry pick based on the fact that there are a lot of variables from different countries that we use it on.
Okay, Julian, thank you so much. So we don't have any more questions for you right now. So thank you again for this amazing presentation. And I hope to see you in the next opportunity.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you, everyone.
Y a todas las personas
Bye-bye.
que se conectaron, también mil gracias por su asistencia y por su participación. Los esperamos en los demás espacios que tenemos diseñados para ustedes. Gracias. Thank you, Julian. Bye.
Bye.